Yay! Hey, everybody. Do you want to know the secrets of Southern cooking? Do you want to know all about this book that's been deemed one of the best cookbooks by Food and Wine? Well, of course you do. So welcome to Cookbooks with Virginia. It's a weekly show airing every Friday at 11:30 a.m. and it's all about cookbooks. And I love it because I'm Virginia. My name is Virginia Willis, chef and cookbook author based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And I love cookbooks. I've written cookbooks. I collect cookbooks. And so this show is all about some of my favorite cookbooks. This is one of them, and I'm just thrilled to pieces. Seasoned in the South, recipes from Crooks Corner and home, by Chef Bill Smith, who is a dear friend and someone that I tremendously admire. So thank you so much, Bill, for being on the show today.
Not at all.
Yay!
Hi. I'm thrilled to see you.
I know. So, I think that the COVID thing has obviously been so terrible, but on some other levels, we're all Zoom exhausted and social media exhausted. But it's so good to see you, right? And under normal circumstances, I don't know that we would be doing this.
Probably not. You're right.
Right? So, okay, Gina Berry says, hey.
Hi, Gina. We're just talking about you.
Wait, Gina, I was telling Bill that I saw you this morning, but I didn't get to finish up and tell him that we had a nice walk at the river. Mama is here. Jenny B. Willis, Mama is here, and Beverly is here. So thank y'all so much for joining. So Bill, oh my gosh, there's so much. I was trying to explain to a mom this morning. I said, he's just this friend of mine. I'm so excited that he's coming on. And my first thing I said, he believes in things and he gets arrested. And my mom goes, he gets arrested? So I have to ask you, how many times have you been arrested? It may not be as many in my mind as it is in reality.
Two really good ones.
Two good ones.
Where I got hauled off to jail and everything, but
like the plastic cuffs or like the what?
The first time I was crippled by tear gas. It just got right away. And then the next time was the plastic things behind your back. But I was sort of old and I kept saying, I'm really old and this hurts. And they said, not too bad, because that was true. I was old and it did hurt. But it didn't hurt very much, but it wasn't nice.
No, it wasn't nice, but I know that you were there for good reason and good cause.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think so, of course.
Yeah, no. So one of the great, y'all that may or not know, oh, wait, let me do what I'm supposed to, because I'm going to start talking to Bill and we're not going to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. So, right. Okay, I'm going to get the to-dos out of the way first. So this is Seasoned in the South. This is the cookbook of the week for Cookbooks with Virginia. If you go to my Instagram feed, you're going to see the cover of this book. Follow the instructions. It's super easy. You're going to like me. You're going to like Bill. And it's CHULEGRE. So it's all right there. You're going to like it. That's your Mexican name. You're going to like it. Y'all are going to tag a friend. And then we're going to run this all weekend. And then on Monday morning, we will pick a winner and someone will win a copy of this book, and you need to have this book. So, okay. So we got that part out of the way. No, I was like just trying to explain to her about you and getting arrested. But I have to tell you, like one of the most amazing dinners that I got to do, and we get to do these dinners all the time, or get to, or have to, or asked to.
Both.
I had so much fun cooking with you at the Big Game Mississippi dinner that we did in New York City.
That's where we got to be pals, actually. We didn't really know each other before that. And in fact, this is on my fridge.
Oh, that's so great. I'll have mine in my living room.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So y'all, John Currents and Kelly English put it together, and it was basically sort of in response to Mississippi. This is before gay marriage was legalized, and Mississippi was being Mississippi, and for lack of a better way to putting it. And so we did this fundraiser, and John Currents and Kelly English organized it, and it was up at what was the name of that?
Sarah Simmons' place.
Sarah Simmons' place.
Yeah. What was it called?
I can't remember now. I want to call it the Grit, but it's not the Grit. So anyway, John just decided. What is it?
City Kitchen. Didn't you call
it
City
Kitchen? That's it. Yeah. That's it exactly. So John put us together, and we were going to do soup and biscuits, and it was this sort of like nebulous kind of concept. And it was only for like 100 people, so it wasn't that much food, right?
No.
We met at the Union Square Farmers Market, and we had coffee, and then we went shopping, and then we went back and cooked. It was just the most
we made it up as we went. It was great.
It was just the easiest sort of, no stress, super chill. Okay, let's see who all we've got here. We've got, Matthew Deaton is here. Yay. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Chef, how you doing? Cooking up some Q. Have you heard about Matthew's new place, Billy? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. GD Coleman's here. Hey, we've got Lawrence and here. Yay, Rob Lawrence is here. Terry Grooms is here, and Julie Mitchell is saying, "Hey, Billy, hey, sis."
You might have met her. I don't know.
Is this the sister I met in DC?
No.
Okay.
This is the youngest. This is the oldest.
So we also cooked together twice for the Human Rights Campaign Fund, organized by David Hagedorn. That was fun.
That was great. I love how they turned the cathedral into a disco.
Right. So the past few times when we've done the Human Rights Campaign Fund dinner, y'all, they turned the National Cathedral into a venue, and it's a tasting with dinner parties going on inside, and it's just mind blowing. And last time we cooked with Patrick O'Connell and Kelly Fields. Yeah, and Kristen helped us out. That was great. That was fun. So let's talk a little bit. So you told me some shocking news yesterday that I think it's gonna blow everyone's mind. So how long were you the chef at Crooks Corner?
25 years.
25 years. Okay, so y'all, for those of you that don't know it, who I can't imagine doesn't know it, Crooks Corner is this absolutely legendary Southern establishment restaurant in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Bill was there for 25 years, and he retired. And then what happened?
I ran off to Mexico. Well, I was also turning 70, and I thought, you need to get out of town. So I went to Mexico to visit all my staff members who had gone home over the years, and just wandered around for a month or so, and came back and had this great year. I was still doing all those events that you were mentioning.
Yeah.
But I wasn't running a restaurant. It was great. It was a lot better.
Yeah.
So then when I got back, I did all those events. I had a very busy year, frankly. And then the Cat's Cradle had its 50th anniversary at the end of that year. And I was one of the founders of the Cat's Cradle, so music club in Chapel Hill. So I went to like 1 million rock and roll parties at the end of that year. And then I went back to Mexico. And then about 3 weeks after I got back, the pandemic hit, right? So everything sort of went to hell. Everything was closed and everybody was out of work and all this kind of stuff. So they slowly began reopening it. But anyway, the thing is, the guy that came in behind me got really sick. He didn't have pandemic, but he was hospitalized. A whole bunch of stuff went wrong all at once. And they called me and they said, help. And so I'm back over there. I'm not in charge. I said, okay, I'm not going to be in charge of anything. I will, I'll take out the trash and peel potatoes, and I'll cook whatever you say, but I'm not going to be the boss.
Well, so, that's got to be hugely different, though. I mean, you ran that, you drove that ship, you drove that bus, you piloted that ship for 25 years, and then now you're peeling potatoes and taking out the trash.
No, that's okay.
You were doing before, I know as well, too, right? So
I never minded that. So anyway, what I'm doing is most of the business is still takeout. So I'm sort of handling a particular segment of the takeout business, and what we're doing is we're pulling up old things from my old repertoire. And then people can subscribe a few days in advance, and then we make it and deliver it from there. And that's been sort of fun, although it's a lot of I forgot how much work that is. I mean, I'm cooking for this afternoon. I got to make supper for 50 people all by myself, essentially. But which I can do. I just forgot.
There's so much for retirement.
Yeah, so much for that. But I had to buy a new furnace. So I figured it's
the paychecks are good. Well, I think that's something that a lot of people, there's so much in the news, and rightfully so, about the restaurants and closing and dining rooms not being open. But a lot of restaurants have shifted to takeout. But
it's been crazy.
Restaurants like Crooks Corner weren't designed. The menu wasn't designed. The space wasn't designed to be a takeout place. So the takeout has taken over. right?
Yeah,
Like on a
no,
lot
and
of,
that's a busy dining room. I like a busy, loud dining room. It's both
yeah.
as a worker and as a guest.
Right. Right. So let's talk about some of the favorites. So are some of the favorites that you're
Okay.
featuring right now in this book?
Probably. I think green Tabasco chicken is in there. We've done that. And what else have we done? I'm doing beef bourguignon tonight from Julia Child. I pulled out the mastering the art and did it the real way, with all the steps and all that stuff. And that was sort of fun. So that's tonight's thing. Although I didn't make enough, it turns out I've got to go back in this afternoon and make some.
Oh no. Bump it up
That's
to
all right.
potatoes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there's a fish and paper in there. I think in that book that.
And I'll copy out.
Yeah.
So, yes. So it's let's see. We've got so you also you wrote a book. I've had a couple of questions asking about where your crab hat is. So Bill has also written a book about crabs and oysters for UNC Press, right?
Yes. And you did too. You did okra, right?
I did okra. That's right. Okra.
It's the same series, and it's still going on. In fact, next week I'm on with Michael Twitty, who's just had one on rice that's coming out. So it's he and Nancy McDermott and me and Bridget Lacey on a Zoom panel to launch his
nice. I'm looking
next Thursday.
I'm looking forward to see the rice book. That's a great series, and y'all, I've had that on a couple times. And thanks for mentioning Nancy, Bill. Nancy's going to be on, I think, in June with her book about fruit.
Yes.
So we've got. I'm going to just read out some of these recipes.
All right.
Oyster stew, baked potato soup, duck and onion soup, mashed rutabagas. I love rutabagas.
Yeah, I do too now. I hated them when I was little, but I had an aunt who grew them, and it was like poison. But now I love them.
You know what I saw yesterday on Instagram was Dara Goldstein had a grated rutabaga salad, which I was like, wait, what? So I think I've got a rutabaga upstairs, and I think I'm gonna give it a try. Because I love rutabaga. I love the sweetness to them. So if y'all have any questions, let us know. Julie, your sister saying banana pudding. You got to scream banana pudding, right? So we also talked about, so you've got crab stew, mustard slaw. Okay, here's one. And I know that this is become a signature dish of yours. And I know that you may or may not be so happy about it, but your lemon pie with the cracker crumb crust. You've had
that's actually
fire with that recipe the past couple of years.
No, that's crazy. And that's not even the one. That's not the final one. That's based on my grandmother's lemon meringue pie. And so my next book will have it has the cracker crust because I remember the cracker crust, but that actually hit later. SFA with Southern Foodways Alliance was coming to Eastern North Carolina, and they wanted a dinner, which is where the crab hat thing comes. Whoever asked about the crab hat was at
crab hat.
Anyway, so they wanted an Eastern North Carolina dinner that wasn't barbecue. They wanted one night that wasn't barbecue. So Sam McGann from up in Duck put together this sort of coastal dinner. And I remember, remember that pie? It was so good. And so I scared up a couple of recipes and put one together out of what I found. And then it went crazy. And it'll maybe be the death of me yet. I don't know. It's like I've never been able to not show up.
Good. I did a version of it as
it's also easy.
It's so it's dead easy. So y'all, I did a version of famous lemon pie with a saltine cracker crust. I love lemon. I'm publishing later today a lemon square on my blog. I just love lemon desserts. And so y'all, this pie, I did a version of it as a tartlet in my last book, but it's a saltine cracker crust. So you've got sour, salty, bitter, sweet. It's just it's easy, dead easy, because it's basically like a key lime pie, but made with lemon juice.
Yeah, or lime. But see, the other thing was I would use all the juice at the bar. So some nights it would be more lime left over. Some nights it would be lemon. I just dumped it together until I had enough. And it started out so offhanded, and then it took on a life of its own. So
it has. It's been on Food 52. Katie Workman's featured it. I think it's been in the Times. It's this recipe that's sort of starting to come
the Times once a year now. They put it in their summer thing.
It's delicious. And another recipe that you're super famous for is your honeysuckle sorbet.
Yes, that's fun.
That's an entity. That's even more.
Yeah, it's a limited thing because your flowers bloom, a month maybe, or you don't know. It's different every year, but yeah, it's really easy to do also, but it takes time because they have to sit before you can do it. And it's not hard to make at all. And I know a lot of people who have I just got a note yesterday from someone whose children are already looking for honeysuckle, because every year they do this. They have this like event in the summer where they all go pick the honeysuckle and they make the sorbet as a family.
I think that's one of the things that's so lovely about it. That it's like it's this thing because you have to forage, gather the honeysuckle.
You do.
And people love it. And you've been gracious enough to share the recipe. So, but one of the things that we were talking about yesterday is how at Crooks Corner, and that you have there's a lot of different slaws, and there's a slaw plate, and you had talked about sharing a carrot slaw with us today.
Yeah, I'm all ready to go.
Will you share that?
Yeah,
Bill is also like famous for slaws. I mean, he's just good, solid food. Oh, I love your kitchen.
Okay. It's like, I call it my third floor walk up, because it's like, it looks like some of those little tiny kitchens in New York, in somebody's apartment in New York.
Yeah.
And let's see, you're not seeing anything, are you? Seeing Chibamato?
Joni Mitchell above your stove, it looks like. Or somebody.
No, it's Chibamato. Remember Chibamato? There was a Japanese rock band. Okay, why doesn't the show?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, I can't tell what I'm saying. All right. Well,
you just take your time.
This kitchen is ridiculous. I'm going to. I don't need to.
We're running the show here. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. Gina Berry says, I love everything named slaw. Shirian says, hey, Chef Virginia Willis. Hey, Chef Bill. Scott Blackwell.
Who is it?
Yeah, he says he makes a version of our Meyer lemons. Oh, my God. Meyer lemons are like yum. And Julius and Cynthia Graubart says, and that dang pie. Man, that pie is so good, y'all. Well, I'll talk a little bit about it while Bill's getting all that set up.
Here we go. Well, you can sort of see.
Yeah, we can see. It's more about what you're doing. It's more about what you're doing. So tell me what you got going on there.
Okay, it's called carrot slaw. And I learned it. A woman worked for me when I was at La Residence, which was before Crooks Corner. And she was going out with a Frenchman, and she went to Provence and met his grandmother. And she had this, we were talking about slaw, I guess. I don't know what. She said, oh, listen, I learned this one in France, and it's really fabulous, and nobody here ever does it. So she said it to me, and I immediately stole it.
It's not really stealing.
Well, whatever. But and then we used it at Crooks Corner for years. We do two slaws on the soft shell crab. We do the purple one that you were talking about yesterday, and then this orange one. And so we have this crazy orange and this crazy purple beside these crabs, and they still do that. So anyway, this is this thing. It only has 3 ingredients. Well, it has a little bit of oil in it, but it has carrots, garlic, and lemon. But you use the lemon peel and all the inside of the lemon as well. So yeah. So let me see. So what I did was I went ahead and took the lemon peel off, grated the lemon peel off. I cut the lemons and the innards out. You sort of fish them out.
Do you like supreme it, or do you just like scoop it all out?
No, it's whole. I'm putting them in whole. I mean, I took the skin off, but it's the innards.
Right. Okay, but
you try to get the seed. Yeah.
I'm writing it
what
down.
you really don't want is the white part.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it's the whole lemon minus the white part, right? And then the peel. This is a weird little food processor in that the blade is reversible. You turn it over. Anyway, so it was a little table. My kitchen, you would not know that I had been a chef from this kitchen. I want you to know. So when I retired, I came in here and everything was brand new because I never cooked. I boiled water in here, maybe. Yeah. Now my oven is filthy. My stove is filthy. I don't have any counter space. Anyway, so this kitchen. So that was the innards of the lemon, and then here go we hope. We'll start with the carrots. Anyway, I've got this tiny little food processor, which is not very professional, but it works good. As little as
you're grating them. You're grating the carrot.
I'm grating them. In the big processor, the chopper blade was actually what I used, but the chopper blade in this guy is so little that I don't think it would work. So
right.
Then, anyway, so it's 4 carrots, 3 cloves of garlic, and 1 lemon is this recipe. All right.
Yum. That sounds so vibrant.
And then the only other thing you do is you put a little salt, a little oil, just so it's dry. And then sometimes, depending on the carrot, you might add a pinch of sugar, but you don't always have to do that. So for oil, I happen to have, someone just brought me Francis May's Parmesan olive oil from Tuscany, so we're going to use that. I know. Francis used to live here. She's a buddy. They moved back to Italy now. But, all right, this should be that. All right. Yeah, it looks okay.
Hey, Mary, this has got your name on it. She loves lemon.
Yeah.
Yep. Sherry Ann says, sounds amazing and fresh. I think so. No doubt. Oh, Gina also says you didn't steal it, you adopted the recipe. That's a better way of putting it.
All right. I use it shamelessly all the time. So I'm gonna go to the sink and do this because I might make a mess. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be right here. So y'all, Bill was also making making cakes on Facebook, just like making cakes, and he said he was going to stop because he got kind of old tired with it. But then there was this Facebook results, and people wanted him to continue making his cakes. So just make sure Bill doesn't have a website, and he's but I want you to do a couple things. The first website you're going to do is you're going to go to my Instagram page and you're going to sign up to win this book. And the second thing I want you to do is just check out Crooks Corner, Google it and check it out. Classic, American classic. Like I said, Bill was there for 25 years. It's an amazing restaurant. It's the kind of restaurant that you go in when it's open again. And there might be like a prom date with the tuxedo and like the girl in the pretty dress next to a frat boy in a pair of shorts, next to a lawyer, it's just like it's a swipe of America, I think. Okay, let's see it.
Well, can you? I mean, the lights.
No, it looks good though.
It's really good. Fabulous, actually. It is. And like with the chopper blade, it's not as pretty as this because it's all chopped up instead of shredded. But
I bet that sounds nice. I love that idea. And that's so great because we have this we in the South, I think, have this perception about what slaw has to be. And then, and the French, they have this wide open opinion about what a salad can and should be. Like let's just pop up a carrot and put some vinaigrette on it, and there it is.
Yeah. Anyway, that's so good. I'm so glad I made that.
I'm so glad you made that too. And now you have a little snack.
Is it not in that book?
Let me look and see. I should look.
I never can remember. I can't remember what's in which book anymore. But
honey, talk to me about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you think I know, but I don't.
But you got the soft shell crab in here.
See if carrot slaw went in there.
Slaw. Carrot slaw, 154.
Yeah.
So these are just they're restaurant recipes, but they're like just good old fashioned. It's just good old fashioned cooking. This recipe came from a
that was something I tried to do. I tried to do both.
Say again?
I tried to do both. I was from Eastern North Carolina, and that food's really good. I wanted to introduce that to other people, but I also wanted to try to be innovative and to use stuff that was being grown around. We have this great farm system here that supports restaurants ordinarily in normal times, and I wanted to be able to support those people and whatever they were growing. That's what we'd use. A lot of people would just show up at the door and everything and things some days, and I'd say, okay, good, Philippines tonight, whatever,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No,
everybody should make that.
Say again.
So that's a really good slide. Forgotten, I hadn't made it in a while, so I just ate a couple of mouthfuls.
Don't you love it when you re-meet one of your recipes and you're like, oh wait, gosh, I forgot how good this was.
No, it's exactly, and this is really good with seafood. So I'm going to go to the fish market this afternoon, maybe, and get myself something.
I love that. So you've got the brightness of the lemon with that fresh, like crunchy of the carrot. That makes complete sense that it would be delicious with seafood.
It's great.
So let's see. When did this book originally come out? It was originally. And in Food and Wine Magazine, Best of the Best Cookbook, But this version that I have, let's read.
That's the second edition.
Yeah. As I say, this is the second edition, 2006.
Yeah,
it came out. So it is. It's just it's pork cutlets with slow cooked onions, cheese pork with Madeira sauce. What is that?
Oh yeah, that's like a schnitzel. I used to spend a lot of time in Switzerland. I had a boyfriend that worked for the UN, and so I was in Geneva a lot. I had a Wiener Schnitzel, but it was coated in cheese there one time, so I stole it, as I said. And now it's but then we changed it to pork because we're in the South, and you mix grated Swiss cheese and flour and dip the cutlet in egg, and then you bread it with that cheese thing, and you think this is going to make a horrible mess, but in fact it makes this fabulous. It's like the outside of a grilled cheese sandwich all over it. And Madeira sauce is just a regular old Madeira orange juice chicken stock.
Oh my God, that's my mouth. I think my mouth just completely watered.
Yeah, we've done that, and we brought that back while I'm back at Crooks also.
That's wonderful. One of my favorite things that I had, and I've adapted it into the way that I cook collards, is at Crooks one time I had the collard greens with Parmesan.
Yeah,
like boom, boom, with the umami. I mean, just so good.
I can't claim that. That was there when I got there, but it is good.
It's so good. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Gina Berry says those recipes stand the test of time. Solid. I'm so glad to see Gina here today. We've got from Canyon Lake, Beverly watching from Canyon Lake, Texas. So y'all, please go to my Instagram feed and check this out. I mean, Jerusalem artichoke relish, date nut roll, beans with duck and sausage, meatloaf with mushroom gravy. What is better than meatloaf sometimes? Oh God. So good. Veal sweetbreads. You got a chefy one there.
Uh-huh.
Seared.
The joke about sweetbreads is that if you can get somebody to eat them before you tell them what they are, then they'll be sold. But if you tell them what they are first, they won't taste them.
They won't taste it. No. So sweetbreads are the thymus gland, and it's absolutely delicious. Like sweetbreads are one of my favorite things, and they're delicious little crispy, sautéed or fried bits of golden goodness.
Yeah.
But when you tell people that they're eating thymus gland, you lose a lot of people, right?
Since I've been going to Mexico so much, when I go to Mexico a lot, and they're always trying to find things for me to eat to see if I'll eat them, and so I've had a pancreas taco in more recent years. So I didn't even know you could even eat it.
What did it taste like?
It was like liver gelatin, if that makes sense. It wasn't either bad or good, but I didn't.
You're not selling me.
It was a friend of mine's place. I just, smiled and ate it up. And
I mean, I love liver and I love gelatin, but I'm not certain about a liver jello.
Well, that's been a really good description. It's just that's as close as I can come because it was gelatinous and liver, but not.
It's actually indescribable, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was like a really mild liver though. It wasn't like a strong liver. If somehow you'd put liver juice in jello or so, I don't know. It was like.
Liver juice. I'll take a liver smoothie, please. Mussels with saffron. That's really good and old school. Onion jam. That sounds wonderful. Oh, wait. Okay, we're going to end with this because I loved this story so much. And then this is going to wrap us up. Please tell me about Jimmy Carter's favorite chaser. Please tell us that story. It's just I love Jimmy Carter. I think he's an angel on this earth.
I agree. He had a grandson at Duke, right? And the grandchildren came over to eat all the time, but we didn't know who they were. And so one time we got this call and saying he was already out of office, but they said we're going to bring our granddad over, and he's President Carter. So the Secret Service has to come in first. So they came and they inspected it, and we passed muster and all this kind of stuff. And we were I threatened everybody in town. Said, "Do not bother this man when he comes to dinner. Don't, you leave him alone." And of course, the place was packed, and everybody behaved. And so he came back in the kitchen. He just got up and came in the kitchen. And my whole kitchen was from Mexico, and so he spoke to them in Spanish, and told them he hoped their experience in the United States was great. I'd like to point out, let me bring that up right away. He said he hoped that their experience in the United States was what they had hoped. And then he went back to the table and they said, I think the waitress asked him if he wanted dessert. And he said, no, but could I have a glass of buttermilk? And
that is so country. That is so country.
I don't know if I drink a glass of buttermilk, frankly. I like it in things, but a whole glass full. But so that was yes, sir. We happen to have some here. You're in luck. So we gave him a glass of buttermilk, and then when he got up to leave, of course the whole restaurant erupted. Excuse me, applause and stuff, and it was really nice. And they came back again. We did a rehearsal dinner for Chip Carter when he got married. So nice.
And he remembered you. And then he remembered you.
No, he remembered me. He said he sent me a little. I have a book he signed. He sent me a note and asked me some questions the next time I saw him. And I'm like, how in the world? You met me. You talked to me for 3 seconds. How do you possibly remember all this? So, anyway, I'm a big fan.
Well, I know how he remembered all this because you, my friend, are a memorable man, right? And I love that so much. When I read that story, it's like, who on earth is going to have this like incredible connection with Jimmy Carter? Well, of course it's Bill Smith. Of course that's going to make sense. Like it didn't surprise me one little bit. And I love that you included the part about, I hope your experience in the United States has been good to your Mexican colleagues.
Take a lesson,
right. That's a lesson. Yeah. That's a lesson on, I think he's probably one of the better examples of what a walking Christian on this earth looks like.
Exactly.
So anyway, okay, we're preaching now. Bill, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. You just made my heart so full.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed this a lot. I wish we could see each other. I can't wait to get hold of you.
I know. Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as I'm definitely coming to North Carolina as soon as we get a little bit more settled in. I want to come see you in Chapel Hill, and I want to go see Ronnie Lundy, and I want to go see William Disson in Asheville. And I need to spend a little bit of time in North Carolina. North Carolina is a beautiful, wonderful place.
Right. There's some great people over in Raleigh. I don't know if you know Chidi. She's over in Raleigh. You know her?
Yeah. All right. Susan Kalinko just said she ordered it. Gina Berry says, bye, y'all. And I'm going to say bye y'all now, too. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Bill.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to go to my Instagram feed and give us a like Bill, like me, enter to win. It would be so fantastic if you would join me each Friday at 11:30. This streams live on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got the Instagram giveaway, and I am lining up like 5 months of incredible guests, and I want you to come watch it with me. Thank you so much for being a part. Bon appetit, y'all. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.